In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew says health remains a top priority. Family members of jailed activists reported missing in Venezuela, and Niger medicine shortage worsened as sanctions hit hard. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast for Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson. We begin with news on the local scene. Prime Minister and Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, says the government remains committed to providing quality health care in St. Kitts and Nevis. He was speaking during his press conference with the cabinet ministers on Tuesday.
With respect to health, health remains a top priority for us. And I'm pleased to announce substantial advancements in our healthcare infrastructure, particularly at the Joseph N. France General Hospital. As we continue to work towards the new climate-smart hospital, we remain committed to enhancing the experience and quality of care at all of our hospitals.
Drew used the opportunity to provide an update on improvements made in the healthcare sector.
Our investments extend beyond mere infrastructure, however, but we do recognize that. And if you go to the hospital, you'll recognize that work is being done on the foyer to improve the experience as people enter the hospital. And we'll be using technology as part of improving that enhanced experience. We are also doing work on the morgue, which is almost completed. It was a dilapidated, neglected part of the hospital, and we have done significant work there. And parts of the roof in the back of the hospital are what we used to call the whole hospital, the old hospital. That is going on presently. We are also earmarking the psychiatric ward, where we are now undergoing the scope of work to start significant work at the psychiatric ward as well. We are getting ready to open back up the private ward, which had suffered, and that is part of completing all of the works at the JNF hospital. But in addition to that, we are in the process of procuring new ambulances. We recognize that we need more ambulances or newer ambulances. We are in the process at this particular time. We hope that those will be in the fleet within the first quarter.
Prime Minister and Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew. President-elect of the International Diabetes Federation, Professor Peter Schwartz, paid a courtesy call on the St. Kitts Diabetes Association on Tuesday and took the opportunity to tour the Bastyr Health Center. The president-elect, who visited St. Kitts on a cruise, was taken on a tour by the Public Relations Officer of the St. Kitts Diabetes Association, Dr. Reginald O'Loughlin, who spoke with ZIZ about the significance of the visit.
Professor Schwartz right now, he sits on the executive board of the International Diabetes Federation as the president-elect, which means next year, when the present president steps down, he becomes the president. So he's on a familiarization visit, really, to get a first-hand idea as to the needs for persons living with diabetes, what we do, how we are managing diabetes in these smaller countries, so that at least it will help him to make the necessary recommendations, plan strategies, and of course, overall improve the lives of people living with diabetes. He, of course, would be the first president who would have touched down in St. Kitts as leader of the International Diabetes Federation. And so he thinks that by going to countries like this, he'll get a much better idea as to how to deal with the diabetes.
Following the tour, Professor Schwartz said he was impressed by the achievements of the diabetes care in St. Kitts.
To take the chance as the next president of the International Diabetes Federation to visit a diabetes institution and to talk to the people here in St. Kitts. And I learned the sweet sugar city St. Kitts, to learn from the people here about diabetes care. I'm very impressed by seeing the people here in St. Kitts, the hospitality, how friendly the people are, and I'm very impressed by the achievements of diabetes care. There's a very good structure of providing diabetes care. There are maybe limitations, but in general there is a very good structure of providing diabetes care. What is needed is finding the people with diabetes where they are and providing.
He outlined areas for advancement based on his interactions and observation at the healthcare center.
I learned in the last 2 hours, I learned a lot about the situation of people with diabetes in St. Kitts. What is needed here? A good supply of medication to treat diabetes. A good way of identifying the people with diabetes, because I think there are many people who have diabetes and are not known yet. But there's also a good diabetes education needed. I understand that many people fear injecting insulin or fear taking medication, but you can save your life by doing it. So good diabetes education is something the International Diabetes Federation would help here in St. Kitts.
Professor Schwarz has visited over 40 countries ahead of taking his position as president of the International Diabetes Federation. There are approximately 161 countries with diabetes associations. Still on the local scene, the police are investigating a shooting incident in Sandy Point that left one person dead. According to reports, the shooting occurred just after midnight on Wednesday. ZIZ understands that the deceased has been identified as Jermaine Green, a Jamaican national residing in St. Kitts. We'll have more information available as it becomes available.